All right, so welcome veterans, faculty, staff, and students. Today we come together to honor and thank our veterans and for their military service. We recognize those who are here in attendance with us today and those who are unable to be here today due to illness and loss. With these veterans in mind, please stand in respectful silence for the presentation of the colors by members of Scout Troop 90. Please remain standing for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Katie Pribble-Pierdnock.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. The RB Choir, Band, and Orchestra will now perform songs in honor of each branch of the military. Veterans, when you hear your song, please stand or wave.
The United States Army.
First to fight for the rights and to build nation's rights, and the Army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the Army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the Army's on its way. Round of the cadence, rather strong. For wherever you go, you will always know that the Army goes rolling along.
The United States Marine Corps.
From the halls of
the United States Navy. United States Coast Guard. United States Air Force. I ask that all now rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Sandy Chaika and representatives from Student Association.
We are very proud here at RB of our work over the many years in showing our support for our military and their families for the sacrifices they make to protect our freedom. However, our support of veterans is not limited to just this day. This year, the RB football program wanted to once again show their support for veterans and also give back in honor of their service. On October 25th, the football game was designated as Military Appreciation Night. Current and past members of the military were invited to join the players on the field for the national anthem and were honored for their service. The band, POMs, and cheerleaders had special performances to honor the military. In the days leading up to the game and at the game itself, several fundraisers took place, including a Red, White, and Jeans Day for faculty and staff, Split the Pot, the sale of wristbands by the football team, yellow ribbons sold by the cheerleaders, and donations at the gate to raise funds for the Hines VA Hospital. We combined all these fundraisers and donations, and at this time, on behalf of all the Bulldog football coaches, players, students, and staff, Captains Luke Gentile and Eddie Pena are proud to present a check for $2,817.30. The donation will be forwarded to Hines Hospital after this event. Student Association then continued RB's support of our military and ran a candy drive. Over the past week, we collected over 100 pounds of candy for the USO to put in holiday care packages for troops overseas and to stock their centers for the military at the airports. Thank you to the SA Exec Board members for running this drive and continuing this new tradition. We also want to announce that the Student Association with Ms. Mina will kick off the holiday cards for troops who are currently deployed overseas at all lunches tomorrow. Students, please stop by the front of the cafeteria to write a note or sign a card for an active member of the military this holiday season. The cards will be given to the USO of Illinois and will be distributed in a variety of ways. Thank you in advance for your support of these projects. The Bulldogs are proud to honor the sacrifices made by all veterans past and present. At this time, our students and staff would like to thank all the veterans here today and show you our gratitude. Thank you, veterans.
Our speaker this morning is Mr. Harold Burke. Mr. Burke is an RB grad, class of 1960, and a United States Navy veteran. Please give Mr. Burke your attention.
I think on behalf of all the veterans, I'd like to salute the band, the choir, and all of the students. very, very overwhelming. Little did I know that 59 years after graduating RB, I would be back here addressing the student body. Good morning, RB high school students, teachers, administration, and my fellow veterans. Welcome to today's Veterans Day ceremony, and thank you for honoring veterans. I'm honored to be speaking today on such an important occasion. We're here today to honor all veterans and to remember the sacrifices they have made and the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, country. Like many young boys, when I was growing up, my dad and my uncles were World War II veterans and my heroes. Now, as an adult and parent myself and grandparent, I'm fortunate to have a whole new perspective on my dad and uncle's influence on my life, even after they have passed away. I now have a deeper understanding of why they proudly wore a World War II honorable discharge lapel pin on their jackets. The pin was affectionately known as the ruptured duck. They were proud to have fought and served for our family and country to protect our freedom and the privileges we enjoy today. Just like the veterans here today, my dad and uncles took pride in being veterans, pride in serving our country, and loved Veterans Day. It was to thank you for your service from strangers on any random day that gave them true joy. Beyond thinking of my dad and uncles on his Veterans Day and appreciating their service, I think about all veterans and the young men and women serving today in our military. I'd like to ask the students now to raise your hand if your parents or grandparents served in the military. Or if they have family or friends serving in the military. As you see, we have a common thread running through us. I think of all the children whose fathers or mothers never came home, or those who came home with wounds that never fully healed. To me, this makes Veterans Day a time for reflection and gratitude. I think about the many men and women and their families who have sacrificed so much, in some cases, everything, to protect each and every one of us and our way of life. I am humbled and grateful. Yes, in 1960, I graduated from RB. Several of my classmates joined the military upon graduation. At this time, I want to give credit to my teachers. Many of the teachers that I had back then were veterans, and they went after the war, got their degrees through the GI Bill, and they were very inspirational and mentors in my life. I joined the Navy and believe that was my best decision as I reflect back on my life's journey. I served in the Navy from 1961 to 67 and had the honor of serving aboard the destroyer USS the Sullivans, DD 537, named for the 5 Sullivan brothers killed in action along with 687 shipmates on the light cruiser USS Juno during the Battle of Guadalcanal on 13 November 1942. This Wednesday will be the 77th anniversary of that naval battle. Each veteran here has their own living story to share with you during the class meetings scheduled after this assembly. The heroism that has been demonstrated time and again by veterans from the American Revolution to the global war on terrorism is sometimes unnoticed by those of us who enjoy the security that their sacrifice has provided. Fewer than 10% of Americans can claim the title veteran. Far less than 1% of our population is currently defending us in the global war on terrorism. The veterans we honor today came from all walks of life, but they shared several fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication to duty, and integrity. All of the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than one's self. For many veterans, our nation was important enough to endure loss separations from their families, the births of their children, freeze in sub-zero temperatures, bake in wild jungles, lose limbs, and far too often those gave their life. Our debt to these heroes can never be repaid, but our gratitude and respect must last forever. Veterans have given us freedom, security, and the greatest nation on earth. It is impossible to put a price on that. Freedom is not free. We must remember them. We must appreciate and honor their sacrifices. Today, PTSD, homelessness, and suicides are serious issues that affects veterans disproportionately. Too often, today's tattered citizen of the street was yesterday's toast of the town in a crisp uniform with rows of shining ribbons and medals. This is hardly the thanks of a grateful nation. We can do better. We must do better, especially for our veterans that served during the Vietnam War and weren't greeted upon their return with a welcome home. May I respectfully request that when you see a veteran, you merely greet them with, "Thank you for your service." Please volunteer and support veteran organizations, USO, American Legion, VFW, Wounded Warriors, Fisher House, and the Marines Toys for Tots. And if you can, volunteer at the VA hospital. It's an eye-opener. God bless all of you for being here and in your life's journey ahead. God bless our veterans and their families, and God bless America.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Burke. Please stand again, stay standing, while the Scouts retire the colors.